Uh, so, the question should be put forward before superiors, masters, in this way, not by challenge. One may question, but the humbleness is presented also, that if you think that I am able to understand, sometimes we do not, I will say, possess the capacity to understand. For example, when I was meeting my spiritual master in the beginning, practically 75% or 80% of his version I could not understand. But still I was here. I was not able to understand, but still I wanted to hear. And for this reason only, he accepted me as his disciple. In this Allahabad, when I was being introduced by one of my god brothers, he contributed the land, this Gauriya Math. One Ganesh Chandra Dev is dead and gone. So, he introduced me that, of course, he did not know that before this introduction I met Guru Maharaj in 1922. So, as soon as he was introducing, my Guru Maharaj captured the word and he said, yes, I have seen this boy and he is very anxious to hear me, so I shall accept him. That was the only qualification, that although I did not understand what he was speaking, I tried to sit down and hear. So here is also the same thing. The Dhammadutta says that you can answer about our inquiry if you think it is beneficial to us or if we are able to understand it. Iti deva sa prishta prajasang jamano jama prita sardutan pratyaha smaran padam bhujam hare. Smaran padam bhujam hare. Hare of the Lord, the Supreme Lord, padam bhujam, lotus feet, smaran. That should be our principle. Whenever we try to speak something, we must offer prayers to Guru, Gauranga and the Supreme Lord. Not directly to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but this Smaram Padambujam Hare, to memorize the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is the system the one should go through Guru and Gauranga. That is the prayer we offer daily. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Judapada Kamanam Sri Gurun Vaishnavans. Sri Rupam, they are all gurus. First spiritual master, his spiritual master, then up to Goswami, Sri Rupam, Sarvajatam, Sarvana, Raghunathan, Santam, Sajivam. Then they associate Sa, Lord Chaitanya, Sa Avadhutam, Sa Advaitam, Sa Avadhuta. Nityananda Prabhu Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam. Parijana means Srivas, Gadadhar and others. Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam. Then Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya means Guru Gauranga. Then Sri Radha Kṛṣṇa Param Savana Lalita Sri Visakhānita. This is so Smaram Paramujam Hare. So Jamana, although he is so exalted, great personality, the sister is also there. Nobody should try to answer or speak without offering proper respect to Guru Gauranga and Kṛṣṇa. Smaran Palam Bhujam Hare, Prita Sadhutam. And Jamaraj was very much pleased because when the subordinates inquire from the superior master, he becomes very much pleased. Why he becomes pleased? Because he gets an opportunity to describe the holy activities and form and qualities of the Supreme Personality. That's an opportunity. You'll find in this Srimad Bhagavatam, when Narada also inquiring from Lord Brahma about the system of creation, he also thanked Narada that you have given me an opportunity to speak about the Lord's activities. Therefore, the pastimes of the Lord, His name, His form, His quality, His entourage, His abode, whenever one inquires and whenever one speaks, both of them become blessed. So now the inquiry was whether there are any other controller, either equal to you or greater than you. That was the inquiry. Now Jagannath said, Srijamovat, Paramadanna Jagatas Tastu Sascha Utang Pratang Patavad Jasta Vishyam Jadam Satusha Siddhanmanasa Nastu Tabat Jasha Basiti Luka. Manana, the first thing he explained, that don't think that I am the Supreme Controller. Man Anya, besides me, there is another Supreme Controller. That is the mistake of general population. Whenever they worship a demigod, they think he is the Supreme. In the Vedic system, there are different demigods and they are meant for worshipping for different purposes. This is also recommended in the Srimad Bhagavatam. If you want knowledge, then you worship Brahma. If you want opulence, then you worship Lord Shiva. If you want to have a good wife, then you worship Devi. If you want to be cured, then you worship the Surya. In this way there is a list. People have got various types of desires. So, to give them facility, The facility is given in this sense that let them go to some authority. They may not think themselves that we are all in all, everything. That is the mistake. The Duskritina, they are to be directed in that way. No, you are not supreme. Just like yesterday evening in that institution, pedagogical institute, one young boy from Maharashtra, he said, Swamiji, to be frank, I have no faith in God. And why you have no faith in God? Don't you believe there is a controller? He hesitated. So I told him that you are speaking, but this speaking that I do not believe in God may be stopped immediately by some superior power. While speaking, you may die immediately. So, are you not controlled? He admitted, yes, I am controlled. Then why don't you believe? The controller is God. So the controller is God in simple words, a simple understanding, it seems, the atheist class of people will not understand. That is means foolishness. Therefore, to the atheist class of men, God presents himself as death. There they cannot challenge. Just like Hiranyakashipu. When Lord Nrsimhadev appeared before him as death personified, he could not challenge anymore. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Mrityu sarva harashaham. Mrityu means death. When death takes place, then everything is taken away. Everything fades. Not only his material opulence, not only his position, but even his life is also taken away. So for the atheist class of men, death is God. While the devotees, they see God even in lifetime in the ordinary dealings. Premanjana churita bhakti vilojanena santas sadaiva hridaya. Sadaiva. Always is seeing God, Kṛṣṇa. The atheist class challenge them that whether you have seen God. If they do not know how one can see God, God can be seen. So, when God is seen in the process of premanjana, in loving devotional service, that is very pleasant, that is blissful. And when God is seen as death, that is very distressing. Therefore, two processes are going on. Paritrāṇāya sadhana, vināṣāya. That's it. The atheists will see God when they are vanquished. That is there. And the devotees are seeing God always. Santas sadaiva hridaya. So, not that always atheists. Atheist generally means who do not believe in the scriptures describing about God. He is called. In all scriptures of the world, there is acceptance of God. Bible accepts God. Quran accepts God. Our Vedic literature, Ved Vedanta, they accept God. The Buddhists, they do not accept God. Therefore it is atheistic literature. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then any literature which is devoid of God consciousness, that is atheistic literature. So Jagannath says that Paramadana jagatas tassutasya. Matta anna jagatas tassutasya paro odhishara asti. He immediately said, don't think that I am all in all. This is yours. One may be very, very much exalted, but he should always think that I am servant of God. That is mukti. Then Maya cannot touch. And as soon as he thinks that he is all in all, that is Maya. So Jamaraj, because he is Mahajan, we recommend Mahajana Jena Tatastha Pantha. We have to follow the footsteps of Mahajan, great authorities. Here is authority. His authority because immediately I accept, no, I am not disciplined. Here is a third-class man being kicked by Maya. He says, I am God. I am everything. This is the position of the people in general in this age. Here Jamaraj is so powerful that is controlling the whole criminal department of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is arresting all the sinful persons and giving them proper punishment. He is so powerful, but he does not think himself all in all, or God. Or you are a third-class man, a simple pain in the teeth will kill him in so many ways, and he is claiming to become God. Just see the fun. Therefore he is a Mahan. Mahajana Devaka Tasya Pantha. Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Madhu. This instruction of Jamaraj is very valuable. Just see how he is humble and submissive to his master. Such a powerful man. Everyone is a certain Jamaraj. Everyone, if one understands that Jamaraj is coming, then in this world so many gods will be immediately fainted. The death is coming. Jamaraj means death is coming. So many big men will be fainted. One of the Swamis, very well advertised, I do not wish to name it. At the time of his death, he regretted that I have talked so many foolish things. Even Shankaracharya also lamented. So that lamentation comes. The atheist class of men who preaches against God, that lamentation comes. So Jamaraj says that Mag Annata Jagatas Tatsutascha Para Tishara Asti Ahantu Jangamanameva Tatrapi Papinameva Tat Kinkara San Ishara. Very nice comment. The other controller besides me, he is so powerful that he can control the creation, maintenance and annihilation of this whole cosmic manifestation. He is so great and powerful. And so far you have the idea that I am the greatest controller. So my controlling department is that not those who are moving. I am controlling only because the living entities divided into two classes. Some of them are not moving and some of them are moving. Just like trees and mountains, they do not move. But moving means beginning from the insects, birds, beasts, as human being. So just how he humbly presents this note, that I am controller, but I am controlling only in this department, those who are moving, living entities. And that also not all, only the sinful living entities. Just as sinful living entities are not great in number. They are very small. First of all, the living entities who are in this material world, they are very small. Because the whole creation is 1/4. 1/4 part of the whole creation of God. The creation, the spiritual world is also creation. The material world is also creation. In the spiritual world there are also living entities, and the spiritual world also there are living entities. But the living entities who are within this material world, they are only 1/4 of all living entities. They are ananta, but still Kṛṣṇa knows, he says, ekanshena sthito jagat. He knows that this is only 1/4 of my energy. Now within this 1/4 energy, there are innumerable universes, and this is one of them, and in each universe there are controlling demigods. So within this universe there is one only, this controlling Jamaraj, and that also not for all. He is not controller for everyone, only for the moving, and around the moving, those who are sinful. And the sinful, their number is not great, just like criminals. If you go to the prison house, you will find so many people, but what are they? Proportion. These criminals who are put into jail, they are very small proportion. So just see how humbly he is present. That I am also controller, my controlling capacity is here. And here there are such fools. If he has control over a dozen of disciples, he declares himself, I am God. How much fool is there? Just try to understand. A dozens of fools controlled by ourselves, and he says that I am God. I have become God. Therefore Mahajan. Mahajan means great personality. The great personality means who accepts his supreme grace. He is a great personality. Not that who declares himself, I am the great. He is a rascal. How he can be great? There are so many things to be controlled, and he declares by some so-called gesture, moving the eyes, they will find so many cheaters by showing some features, or by knowing some yogic principles, hypnotizing the man, they declare themselves, I am God. God is not so cheap. Yet, Jamaraj says that para madanna jatak tashutasya. The greater controller than me, he is so great that he is controlling the creation and maintenance and annihilation of this world, of this whole manifestation. Uta pratam patavat jatra vishyam. Vishyam. Vishyam means the universe. The whole cluster of universes. Because we have no other information. Beyond this universe, what is there? That information no scientist can give you. They cannot give you information even very completely of the moon planet. They cannot give full information of the sun planet. Their information only gestures, that's all. Theorizing. Because we cannot live in so high temperature as the sun has, they say there is no living entity. But practically that is not the fact. There are living entities. Shuddha Loka. Loka means there are inhabitants. There is the predominating deity, Vivasana. Kṛṣṇa says, how we can say there is no population in the Shuddha Loka? Kṛṣṇa says, Imam Vivasati Yugan Prakravanaham Vayam. Kṛṣṇa, you are speaking to Arjuna as it is possible for him to speak to Arjuna, a living entity of this planet. Similarly, he is able to speak to the sun god, where you cannot imagine if there are living entities. This is Krishna. This is God. So we have to take information. But Arjuna was not talking. Arjuna simply inquired. He did not, I would say, challenge. The Kṛṣṇa, you say, you spoke this science of Bhagavad Gita yoga to the sun god. How you can go to sun god? This planet is fiery. The temperature is so great. How could you? That much he knew. That there are populations of a different type. That is any person with God conscious, Kṛṣṇa conscious, he knows all this. Why? He knows. That is also stated in the Vedas. Jasmin vijñāte sarvamevam vijñātam bhavanti. Just like what to speak of Arjuna, even insignificant personalities as we are, we confidently believe that there are population in the sun god. But even the greatest scientist, he cannot be. Why you believe? That Vedic injunction. Jasmin vijñāte sarvamedam vijñātam. If you simply understand Kṛṣṇa, you cannot understand Kṛṣṇa 10%. If you understand it very little, then you understand the whole creation. Sarvamedam vijñātam. Very easy. To understand means conviction. To understand means conviction. One says, yes, it is. Another says, no, how can it? Therefore, our process of understanding from the Vedic scripture is very nice. We don't have to take so much trouble of researching nonsensical. Accept the statement of Mahajana. Just like Jamaraj says, yes, there is better controller than me. That's all. There is no question how a better controller can be existing than you. The better controller is zero, wild, or impersonal. No, there is a controller. And as soon as you speak of controller, he must be a person. There cannot be impersonal. So in this way, try to understand Mahajana Jina Pantha, then everything will be clear. Jasmin vijñāte sarvamedam vijñātam bhavanti. Try to understand Kṛṣṇa, and he is so kind that he discloses the whole mystery of the creation. Jasmin vijñāte sarvamedam vijñātam bhavanti means it is by Kṛṣṇa's grace the devotee understands everything very clearly. Thank you.